Hey guys, it's Anthony, your Subaru Service. I've got John's Excursion here. It's 05 Excursion with the 05 engine. Late model pump. Injector issues and puke and coolant. It's deleted puke and coolant. So Cole's hooking up a degas gauge right now while we are while I'm getting the truck set up. It's an 05. It's got 216,000. Yeah, 200. Yeah. Or something about an engine. No, it was the other. This is his second Excursion, I guess. So 216,000 miles. Potentially blown head gaskets. Hang on just a second. All right. 5 Uber Dog, 430227, 216,000. Hang on. All right. Basically, I mean, all we got battery voltage. I don't know. And a bunch of transfer case. Ones that are actually, let's see. It's clicking. Transfer case is switching from 2 to 4-wheel drive. So glow plug number 1. We can ohm that out and check it. There's no use in even clearing these. Well, I'm going to leave them. There's nothing real catastrophic in there. Okay, the sensors. The rear outer right. So the far passenger side one and the far driver side one. The 2 inner ones are good. So if you guys will see every time I put it in reverse or pass reverse with the shifter, the parking light will come on. The parking light is parking assist, and it will not function. It's not going to work. I can tell by just the 701, 704. It's not going to work. It's the 2 outer sensors. If we replace those, it's a very, very, very high chance it'll work just fine, and then you'll have the beeping again when you put it in reverse. But let's go on to data logger here real quick. Hang on. All right, here we go. Got let's watch the Fick and volts. Let's see, P volts. Dropping 47. All right, ready? Here we go. 47.5. Let's see. We also did hook up the degas gauge, so yeah, number 6. Here, let's kick this off and let's see it over fueling right now. Yeah, there's number 6. Number 1 and number 6. Crap. Now number 1 is showing worse than 6. Look at 5 kind of dropping down a little bit too. Let me let it run a little bit. That's number 1. I mean, hell, I'm seeing 1, 5, and 6. Don't let me pick on number 7 either. Hopefully not. But mainly 1 and 6 for sure. Which sucks. Both sides of the engine. Cracking both sides open. Holy crap. What's up, number 6? See, you see 7 kind of dropping a little bit. I mean, I'm seeing 1, 7, 5, and 6. Jesus H. Christ. We need to make sure we ain't got no metal in the oil. Run a relative compression here once we get it hot. I'm going to go ahead and drive it and check for oil cooler. See how that is. It is chock full of green coolant. We got to get that green coolant out of there, get it gone. Really a VC9 chemical flush, especially with it being an Excursion. We got the rear heat. VC9 chemical flush, get some EC1 in it, get the right coolant in it, and then, you know, hope the oil cooler survives. Hope it's okay. If it is okay, then we're gonna find out right here with the gauge. So yeah, I know it's really hard to see, and I'm gonna be driving down the freaking road. So let me roll the window down and show you here. That is 15. Right? When the gauge is reading right there, that is 15. So if it goes anywhere near that on an acceleration, if it first I want to let it run a little bit and make sure that our gauge is sealed. We want to make sure that the gauge actually comes up off 0 and that everything's all sealed up, because be a waste of a test, of a drive, of everything if, you know, say a hose didn't seal up all the way on the gauge or something. So we got to make sure that does that. So hang on just a second, let me let it warm up, get some temperature before we take off for a drive. Okay, so basically I'm going to get underneath here and I'm going to show what a cheap delete looks like. This is going to be, it's going to crack. The Y pipe is going to break. There's a puck in the up pipe, and the up pipe needs to be replaced. So this is on the verge. It will be needing it'll need a Y pipe and an up pipe put in with the delete. It's going to need it. Let me show you here. Got a new Komodo pan. Okay. Right, stock Y pipe. That's the stock Y pipe where the light's shining at. That pipe right there. And that one right there. But over here, see, we would expect to see a solid pipe. No, another solid pipe. There's a puck in it right. If I can find it. Not right there. So that's going to break. I mean, we got a little bit of leaking going on. Man, got a new drive shaft. Oh, wait, I remember because he told me, yeah, look at the transfer case. Look. Transfer case. It is a new process. It's like a different, the entire casing is different. That was from Ford. Drive shaft. Yeah, hang on. All right, we're gonna go ahead and just do a boost test, let it test itself. We could do it with the computer, but let's just go ahead and let it go through here and do its thing. Man, it kind of long cranks a little bit. We'll just go through and see what we got. See if the turbo needs to be cleaned. Watch this manifold pressure. No, it's all right. Appears to be fine. Fairly smooth line, so I'm good with that. All right, hang on. Okay, we're gonna go for a drive here. I got the coolant up a little bit, 174 degrees. The gauge did come up. Let me show you here. See how it's up off of 0? Okay, so 15, the first line after it. Let's see if I can point to it. Right? Hang on a second. Hang on. Okay, let's see, that is 5. Let's see, hang on, that's 5, that's, god damn it, hang on, that's 10 right there, and that's 15. Okay, so anything, it should not accelerate up, the boost should not go way up, or the pressure in the cooling system should not go up with throttle accelerator, except by accelerating. I'm backing around. We got cars backing all over the place, so just hang on. Hang on. Okay, no, you can't see that at all. Hang on. We're at about 2.5 pounds. All right, trying to hold the computer and get on ramp right now. Of course, it's running pretty bad because injectors. We got 5 pounds. Can you guys see it? This is why I explained so closely to where the gauge is, because when I'm going down the highway, I can't worry so much about the gauge. 7 pounds, 8. Hang on. Yeah, it is. I mean, the coolant temperature, basically, degas pressure should correspond directly with coolant temperature, right? As the coolant heats up, it expands, thus it increases the pressure in the cooling system, right? So when you get on it really hard and the coolant temperature only raises about 4 degrees, but it raises 5 pounds of pressure, that's a problem. That's a problem. We're at 10 pounds right now. Hang on. All right, yeah, it's done. I'm in traffic right now. I'm only doing about 65, and we're at about 13 pounds. Can you guys see it? Hang on, let me see if I can focus in on it. See it? We're at like 13 pounds on the gauge. Hey, gaskets, it's done. Yeah, it's done. Hang on. Oh yeah, under hard acceleration, it spikes. It spikes way up. Now, I can't really show much because of the damn sun. I'm getting ready to turn around and head back to the shop. We'll check the oil cooler here in a minute, but honestly, I mean, if we're going to be going in for head gaskets, well, our waiting list is fairly long. We can't get to it right now, but there's also a lot more we need to talk about on a 216,000 miles. Very, very, very nice excursion. Going in just for head gaskets, I don't know. I mean, I'd be putting lifters in it. I'd be going for lifters and a total oil reseal. I already showed it underneath it, what it looks like, how it's all oily. You know, I'd reseal all that stuff up. Just go ahead and yank the engine out, put lifters in it, and reseal it, and you know, put studs in it, do the head gaskets, whatever. But okay, but for right now, to get the truck to run better, like it should run, would be put a number 6 injector in it only. I mean, number 6 injector is really the main one that's needed. Number 1 was kind of shaky at startup, yeah, but when we're under the throttle, when we're driving it, it's number 6 is the one that's the main culprit. Hang on. Okay, let me try to catch this. See number 6? See it? I'm getting on the pedal. I'm getting on it. Number 1, fairly low. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to do number 1, but it would absolutely change this whole truck if you do number 6. So, all right, hang on. I got road work up here. Hang on. Okay, it does have red coolant in it, but for right now, oil cooler appears to be all right. Now, what I would do is, during the chemical flush and the other flushes, to get the red coolant, I would get red coolant in as quickly as possible. Get it in, and then we'll find out if this oil cooler is going to survive. That's the big thing. See, right now we're at 11 degrees, so it's borderline. You know, it's borderline. I mean, we need to go ahead and get a flush done, get the right coolant in. Hang on. Okay, so when the number drops right there, see, it came down off of 210 to 206, but it also dropped to 194. I mean, we're showing 12 degrees right now. So the oil cooler is not horrible. I mean, it's not like a fresh, good oil cooler. I mean, I would, honestly, with numbers like that, I would get the flush done, drive it as much as we can, hopefully put like 5,000-6,000 miles on the truck before we go in to take the heads off, and I would go ahead and put an oil cooler in it, just to get those numbers down. It doesn't really matter. I mean, we could ride with that oil cooler, but, you know, you kind of sum it up with each repair, with each vehicle. This is a pristine, beautiful excursion. We want those numbers to be closer. We don't want it to be borderline. We want it to be good. So 11, 12 degrees is borderline. So we'd flush it. And also, like I said, look, see that? Parking light is on, those 2 outer sensors. So, yeah, hang on. And number 2 has been concerning me a little bit. Every now and then, number 2 will drop. We'll get back to the shop and I'll run a relative compression too and see what it does. I mean, see how the lines on number 2 are a little, the history lines are a little lower than the rest of them. You know, maybe we ought to go ahead and do number 2 and number 6 and leave the passenger side. Oh, don't crack the passenger side. You know, that's, I mean, I wonder if we should do that. I don't know. We'll find out. I'll send this to John and you can check it out and see. I don't know, I pretty much narrowed some of it down. I think I would do number 2 and number 6 and then leave the passenger side. Do not do 1, 5, and 7. You know, I mean, just because the truck needs more repairs. I mean, the head gaskets are gone. I'm at 14 pounds, right? You can't see it because of the damn sun, but I'm at 14 pounds right now. Let me see if I can focus in it up and actually show it to you. Over here. Let me get over here. I'm going to get the shadow without running off the road and killing somebody. Can you see it? The gauge is way up. It's pegged. I mean, not pegged, but it's at like 14 pounds. That's pegged. The cap vents it's at 16. Supposed to vent at 16. We'll pop the hood here in a minute and we'll see if it's actually, it might have already vented. I don't know, hang on. I'm also sitting here just driving, looking at this line graph, looking at number 7, number 2, number 6, number 1, number 5. I'm thinking, I don't know. I mean, no truck, there is no such thing as a truck that needs a full set of injectors, that needs a full set. There's no such thing. I ain't never seen a truck that needs all 8 injectors because of, I mean, I have seen a couple of electrical issues cause it, whatever, but maybe we ought to think about just putting all of them in on the passenger side. I don't know. I mean, all that, everything's on the table. We can just do number 6. We can do 6 and 2. We can do all of them. We can crack both sides. We can do all of them right now. It doesn't matter. But I just want to leave every option on the table. Right now, the massive one causing the miss, causing us to not be able to accelerate is number 6. So, but when we talk about doing extra ones, it's bang for your buck. We want to make sure we're getting our money's worth. You know, when we crack that open, we want to make sure that we don't have to do number 2 here in the near future. So, all right, hang on.